Hi everybody. Today we are going to be looking at this picture. This picture is a drawing of a rectangular prism. We've been studying rectangular prisms and we've been trying to calculate the volume, the amount of space that a rectangular prism takes up. Well, today I wanted to just clarify a couple vocabulary words that are very important as we get into next week. We're going to get into finding the volume using formulas. And in order to use a formula, you have to know what length, width, and height means when you're looking at a rectangular prism. A rectangular prism is a three-dimensional shape. You can imagine taking this off the board and you could hold it. It's got depth to it. It's 3D, that's what we say. Well, if it has three dimensions, those dimensions are length, width, and height. And so what I want to do is just look at this prism and I want to determine which one of these measurements along the edges are the length, the width, and the height. Okay, so I'm going to help you with this. When you're looking at a prism straight on, if you look at the bottom of the prism, the one that's sitting along the ground, the one that stretches across, we think of that as a certain length or how long it is. So that means if you're looking at a prism, the very bottom edge, we would consider that the length. Okay. Again, bottom edge, the one sitting along the ground, that I always refer to as the length. Also looking at this prism, if you look at how far back the prism goes, and that would be this number right here, this 3 inches, it's how far back it goes. We always call that the width. So how far that prism goes back is called the width. And that leaves one other measurement, and that would be the height. And I'm going to draw the arrow to the 4 inches. The height we think of is how tall something is. In this case, it looks 4 inches tall. Those are the three dimensions of a rectangular prism. The length sits across the bottom. The width is how far back the prism goes. And the height is how tall the prism is. If you know those three dimensions, then you can calculate volume using something called a formula, which we will be learning about.